I'm Cornelia Featherstone.
And our theme is care in the community. We will first tell you about the call, the inspiration, and then our vision and mission statement, the history so far in this community, and what we think is needed next.
When I came to the community, I stayed at Cluny, and in 1988 I heard of those people at the park that had to leave because they were old. And I thought that was strange and very sad. There were two couples, Eric and Joan and Stan and Joan, and I didn't really know them. But then Augusta also had to leave, and she was one of these absolutely fabulous old women who was whizzing around the dining room and just had this amazing spark. And she had to leave because she couldn't pull her weight. And I just felt so bereft. I lost something by her having to go. And she lost something because she had to retire to a place where she hadn't been for decades. So I felt there is something wrong in that community and that I would like to work towards fighting that. I organized a conference in 1992, and Ina May Gaskin from the farm, our sister eco-village in the States, said, only a community that integrates birth and death can claim sovereignty. And that really rang true for me. At that stage we did birth quite well, but death just didn't happen. People had to go to do that.
So the vision that we have is a caring community in which we can live and die. And what we want is to co-create a caring community where elders are still welcome and supported by a comprehensive and sustainable care system. So the last 20 years or so, what has happened here in the community is that there have been several teams of carers helping people in need and the elders. But for instance, the voluntary work, the admin to organize this was done voluntary. The carers were paid by more council or direct debit. And now there is a community care circle that organizes and helps where needed. And I myself have been a carer for many years in the community. And one of the things which is not sustainable is that you have to go, oops, I'm going to go too far, 2 minutes.
Well, the voluntary work to coordinate and hold that will not be enough for the next 20 years because our demographics look like that. They're worse than the rest of Scotland. We're 30% over 65 compared to 23% in the rest of Scotland. So we are proposing that one of the things that we will need in order to scale up and to create more sustainability is a care agency. A care agency that really stands for dignifying care. Not only dignifying the clients, which of course is absolutely central, but also dignifying carers, which is not what is happening. Carers are still exploited. The hourly rate is £8. They don't get paid for their travel time nor for their mileage. And they have to just hurtle along and do what they do. So our work, that care agencies' work, will support a multi-generational community where all benefit from the amazing diversity that this place brings.
So we're looking for changing things. And there are some inspiring models, for instance in Holland, where there's buurtzorg, where there's really good care, but for lower cost and more autonomy for the nurses. But mainly the care for the patients is very high standard. And also there are, for instance, students who are living in care houses and they work for 30 hours a month in exchange for being with elders. So
for the rent.
Yeah.
So, what's next? The community care circle are generally over 60, most of them over 70, and we can't do the next step. We do not have what it takes. So what we're looking and what we're asking you to help us manifest is a young person who wants a career, who wants to work on really grounding a care agency, and we are there to support them. But we really need to harvest the knowledge and experience of this generation that's been holding it very soon.